Okay, so you got a piece of land and you are thinking of building your first house. You're putting all your life savings into it and you have no idea what it will turn out like. You're spending hours online to educate yourself, looking on how to navigate this journey without losing your mind or filing for bankruptcy or ending up homeless. Now you go and Google best architect in town and shoo, they are way out of your budget. Now you're rethinking this whole project and you're even rethinking your existence. But you know what? Enough with the racing thoughts. We're here because you have questions and I'm here because I have answers. My name is Malek, I'm an architect designer based in California, and today I'm about to share with you real life tips we use in the industry that we usually charge thousands of dollars for, but I'm here to give it to you for free because I am nice. So make sure you show some gratitude by hitting that subscribe and like button as a token of appreciation. So let's get started. First things first, I want you to go and get a Pinterest account. For real. This is what I ask my client to do, and this is what I need you to do to decide what style you want. And your first stop should be Pinterest. Pinterest is a great place to start. Even professional designers start with it, and it will give you thousands of ideas and inspirations to choose from. But if you're more old school and you're not really into apps, magazines can do just the same thing, like Architectural Digest and Vogue Living. At this point, simple pins and screenshots are all you need to do, or cut out a magazine. Be it flooring, cabinets, facade, or even material, a window shape, just collect them and then compile them into a board. Try your best to gather the designs that excite you the most, that speak to you. This way you have a clear picture of how your house is going to be and you know where you're headed. This step is crucial before you even approach any architect or designer. Once you have more than enough pins on your board, take a step back and take a hard look at it with a critical eye. What style keeps popping up? Is there a common theme, a color, a texture, a certain facade material? These boards will tell you a lot about yourself, and it might even surprise you. You know, a lot of times I thought I didn't like a certain style, but then when I go and I look at my overboard, I'm like, who saved this here? Like, yeah, me. So this is a really great exercise for you to understand your style and to give you a brief idea of what you want your home to look like. Here I want to show you some boards that I asked my clients to send me and how helpful they were. So I'm gonna show you the board, what we started with, and then how the design ended up being like. So for example, here this client sent me this board, and you can see that the style is very tropical. The project was in Florida, so this was very specific to that weather. And you know, some more pictures here, and this is what we ended up with as a result. So this was the project. You know, it's very suitable to that area, and it helped me a lot to see that picture. Here's another example that a client sent me. You can tell this client really wants something modern, something edgy, something contemporary, and you know, you can see some wood sidings, and this is the result that we ended up with. You know, you copy that glass, you copy the wood, but then of course you're not gonna do something extremely identical to what they sent you in the first place. So it's just to get hints from the client. I have another project here. Yeah, this project here, the client sent me this board, and you know, it's very traditional with a sloped roof. She really liked this wood siding facade, and then she also wanted to mix that with some sort of steel facade as well, so that gives that contrast of the wood warmth and then the coldness of the steel. And this is the result that we came up with. Again, the siding of the steel and then the wood cladding on the side. And this is again very specific to that weather. This was in a harsher climate. You know, you're not gonna see balconies and pools, etc. But this works for that specific climate. And this one is another project where the client really liked the material of the roofing on this one. And they wanted something kind of a barn looking, but it has a modern twist to it. And this was the result that we came up with. Something that had like that concrete, that wood siding, had a modern, but yet you can still see the barn look on the facade. Same material on the roofing from the picture that they sent me. You know, we copy things here from here and there, but again, we don't do an exactly similar picture or identical, because that's our job. We have to be creative. We're not gonna just copy a certain style. Of course, as a designer, it was very easy for me to spot that specific style quickly, but for you this might not be so obvious, so which brings me to my second tip, which is labeling your design style. Now that we cut out all the noise and we narrow down our styles to a few dozen pictures, our research can be a lot more focused and efficient. You can Google that specific style and understand its characteristics and what made it appealing to you. If you realize that most of your pings are pointing to a prairie style, you can take that style and break it down to its core. For example, a prairie style is known for its open floors, its natural material facade, and it was first introduced by Frank Lloyd Wright. It is known for its long horizontal roof features, and most of the time prairie style has like natural building materials like stone, brick, and wood. The design is usually meant to blend in with the surrounding sites, so the windows might take up an entire wall, bringing that outside in, that inside out. But if you're not really into that kind of style, and then you looked at your board and you found that your style is more dramatic and more edgy, then maybe contemporary style is for you. On the other hand, if you're more of the type who prefers the homey look, maybe a Victorian or Cape Cod style is your way to go. These styles are tried and tested and date back to the 17th century, and they're designed to keep people warm during the harsh winter. Their most iconic feature is their big central chimney and super steep roofs. The interior plans are usually more traditional and more complex. They tend to have multiple bedrooms, double doors. It's great for people who like privacy and they're shying away from open floors. If you are from the East Coast, these traditional homes are everywhere because they are designed for the harsh weathers. Which brings me to my third point, which is location and context. Now that we have our inspiration board and a specific style in mind, we have to look at the geographical location of this building. Is the style you picked actually a good fit for your location? Are we building in Florida where it's super hot and humid, or we're building in Las Vegas where it's hot but very dry, which makes a huge difference? As architects, we usually do a lot of case studies about similar buildings in the area and see how they performed over time. Some material aged well in humid area than a dry one, and vice versa. We also try to study the vernacular architecture of the area, because vernacular, for those of you who don't know, means the native style of the area, and this is what the indigenous people usually use. Material are usually local and sustainable and very efficient to adapt to the weather. Like the adobe material, for example, in Albuquerque in Mexico. This material is very suitable for their weather. The massive walls are very important in a desert climate, because during the summer, people open their doors at night to let the walls store coolness, and they close the doors during the daytime. That keeps that indoor temperature cool, as if the room had actually air conditioners, because the walls slowly release a coolness. Just a great thermal mass wall for sustainable design. Besides the climate, you should also look at other characteristics like natural disasters in the area. For example, in California, it's very rare to see a brick building. I mean, besides the climate reasons of it, brick does not do well in earthquakes. It's so brittle and it shatters like glass with just the smallest movement, especially when not reinforced. So all these decisions that you have to make are based on your location, and you should always consult with the right professionals, like your structural engineer or your architect for earthquake safety, and your mechanical engineer for the right HVAC. Something that is also related to location is your orientation. Orientation of the building is very crucial, but it's often overlooked. Ask yourself, where is the most of your daylight coming from? Is there so much glare during a certain time of the day? Did you just put a giant glass facade facing south? Because let me tell you, you're gonna fry your kids alive. Again, make sure you hire the right professionals and they can run your model for a sun study analysis, and you should be good to go. So we got your concept board or your inspiration board. We decided on your design style. We figured out that the style that you picked is suitable for your location, and we picked the right materiality and orientation of your building. So, and last but not least, number 4 is space planning and adjacencies. Since we are building this house from ground up, this is the time to have the layout of your dream. This process is very important, and it's important to get it right because it is really hard to work backwards, and it's even more expensive to demo walls after you decided on a certain layout. Start by thinking about what kind of spaces you need. Make a list, literally a list, and write down all the rooms you need. Very important, do not forget those unsexy rooms like your storage, your boiler closet, your laundry room. People usually forget about those and they end up shoving them in like the most inconvenient spot. So we don't want them to be an afterthought. So now you have your list and you have your empty canvas, which is your lot. What I don't want you to do is start separating these spaces by using walls. You will get stuck. Walls tend to harshly separate the spaces, and this will block your creative flow. What we want to do is draw a bubble diagram. This is a lot more flexible exercise and will trigger your creative juice. Just keep drawing bubbles and label them. This is mostly to figure out adjacencies, not the sizes or the shapes of the room. So, we have the kitchen next to the living area, we have the guest room next to the garage, and we have this and that. So this is mostly to understand what goes where. Do like 3 or 4 iterations of that. Now that you kind of got the bigger picture, look at it again and see what you placed in the middle. That room that kept being placed in the center of your house is your focal area. As architects, we usually call it a datum, which is just a fancy way of saying that's the heart of the house. Most of the time is the living room or the kitchen. Now, this can be your focal area for several reasons. It could be because of the views, it could be because of the light source, it could be because that's where the family mostly gather. You have different reasons to pick one. But once you figure out this main room, you are grounded. You have one thing pinned, so you're not floating in this giant space. Once you have that, everything around it flows effortlessly. The rest is kind of self-explanatory. Your office and your guest bedroom should have more privacy. The powder room should be adjacent to the formal sitting area. The kitchen must have some sort of pantry, which ideally is closer to the garage to unload your groceries, these kind of things. So this is as far as you can go on your own before you will have to bring an architect on board to turn these ideas into a building. I wish I can give you more than this, but things from here will only get super technical and they require a lot more expertise. So go do a quick Google search or head to the AIA, the American Institute of Architects, so you can find a licensed architect in your area to turn your dream into a reality. As you can tell from this video, architecture can be very complex, but it is so much fun if you hire the right team. Building your house from the ground up will probably be the hardest, yet the most rewarding and satisfying project you will accomplish. When you see yourself bringing this idea to life that was once on paper, I cannot explain the feeling. The whole process will be very time consuming and capital intensive, but hopefully this will be your home forever, where you will raise your kids and make memories together. So it will be so worth it. Let me know if this video helped you, and if you're running into some design issues, feel free to comment under this video. I will do my best to help you out. Or reach out to me via Instagram or my website. Thank you again for watching, friend. I will see you in the next one. Bye!